Ah, another season and another trip to Mount Whitney and an attempt to summit via the Mountaineers route in November. This time I flew into Las Vegas and drove into Death Valley for some altitude training the day before my big hike. A word of advice: fill up your gas tank before entering Death Valley.
I'm just gonna press on a little bit. We're gonna keep going.
Yes, Death Valley hosts some 10,000-foot peaks in addition to yielding the lowest point in the U.S. I decided to hike an old Jeep trail up Rogers Peak, just north of Telescope Peak, to get a couple hours of altitude training.
All right, came around the corner. That is Death Valley, about 9,500 feet below me. Yeah, good climb. My knee is kind of bothering me, unfortunately. I don't know. Started last week hiking, like a little easy hike. And now on the easy grades, it's fine. But anytime I try to go like a 90-degree step up, it's throbbing. So I don't know. We'll give it a try tomorrow and see how it goes. Whew. But yeah, spectacular. Altitude, getting some altitude training. Woo!
That evening I drove to the Alabama hills to camp before my attempt to summit Mount Whitney in a single day.
Made it to the trailhead. It's actually 4:58, so about 5 a.m. start, 24 degrees. I actually was able to drive all the way up the road to where the trail starts, so to save myself 3 miles from the last time I did this hike. So anyway, don't know if you can see me, probably not, but there's already snow at this level, so this is gonna be interesting. More snow than last time, but here we go.
More snow indeed. This became a problem further up the trail at higher elevation, but for the first mile or so to the Eberslocker ledges, it was a well-trodden trail and I had no problem route finding.
6 a.m. on the mountain here. Got the ledges across from me here. Can't see them yet, but you see this beautiful sunrise going to happen. Getting light enough now where I can almost do this without headlamp. So knees bothering me, but not painful, just wincing here or there when I step wrong. So I'm trying to be careful about how to place my foot. We'll take it step by step. Get through the ledges first, and we'll see where we are at after that. All right, onward. All right, I remember this. Starts a little sketch. There it is. Alpenglow. It's actually not Mount Whitney, that's right next to Mount Whitney, but sunrise is hit. Clock's starting. It's about 7 o'clock. Just approaching Lower Boy Scout Lake, and sun's up obviously. Turning you around here, you can see Mount Whitney. So that's the goal. Got my ice axe for stability, and we'll just still trail for now, but my fear is that it's going to disappear, so we'll see, but onward and upward. Okay, so that's Lower Boy Scout Lake down there. Going up, and then up through there. Not as much snow as last time, but still gonna be tricky because there's only like 1 footpath. So here we go. See right there, that's the stream. I'm walking on it, so I should probably get off this ice. Oh, that sun. I haven't had sun yet. I need it. I think I'm gonna wait till I get up there though. Approaching Upper Boy Scout, probably another 15 minutes. So it'll probably be about 8:30 when I get there. All right, made it to Upper Boy Scout Lake. There it is. Fortunately, none of those peaks are Mount Whitney. It's up behind those. I gotta go up there now. Right up through that gap. Whew. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Also, my crampon, crampon broke. Microspike, whatever the hell they're called, on my one shoe. Yeah. You can see I'm missing a piece, but all right, we're gonna continue up. All right, been hiking towards the sun. Who made to the sun? Oh yeah. Feels good. That feels good. Now I'm probably gonna overheat. All right. Keep pushing. Hop to squat, to have some food and catch my breath. I wanted to push on a little bit further before breaking. It's been about 15-minute break, but I had to stop. I'm gonna finish this Cliff Bar, and then I'm gonna keep pushing up. It is 9:45. I've given myself about, at this point, my turnaround time is 1, so 3 hours and 15 minutes is what I have to do this, and that's gonna be pushing it. So the last time Josh and I did this hike, we were actually hiked down through this little valley and then up into there to then do the chute. I'm walking this ridge line the whole way because down there it's still, there's no path and it's probably looser snow. I'm better off just sitting on the rocks, hanging out. All right, we are approaching Iceberg Lake. There's the chute, climbing up this hellish climb here. That required the big boys and ice axe to the max, so I don't know if there's another way down. I think that's the way that Josh and I came up, but it's not as good conditions now. It's just a little harder, a little icier, but we're above it now, so not much we can do but deal with it when we have to. All right, pushing on. Breaking trail. All right, and the chute.
Last March, I hiked the chute in just microspikes, but this time there was a much thicker crust and it was slippery, so I had to use the crampons. This video doesn't do justice of the grade to the chute, and I was getting pretty tired. It also takes a lot longer to complete the chute than you think. I went at it for about an hour and a half before I had to call it quits, due to lack of time for the return and just getting cold.
I still got a bit of the chute to go. I don't know, probably halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way up, but it's 1 o'clock. I probably have an hour at this rate, hour and a half left up, which means I wouldn't summit till 2:30, and then I wouldn't get back to like Everslager Ledgers till 5:30 maybe, and sunset is 4:30, and it gets dark pretty quick. I gotta turn around. I'm feeling like it's not smart to go up. And I'm taking my freaking boots. These crampons are just glued on here because they're frozen. Can't even put new, warmer pants on. So it's just not smart. This hike. All right, I gotta get going because I'm getting cold here, and the wind's picking up in this. I'm in the shade, so gotta go.
Lessons learned. Number 1, start earlier if I'm trying to hike this mountain in a day. Starting at 5 a.m. wasn't early enough, especially when breaking trail for the upper third of the hike. Secondly, be sure to put my ski pants on well before my boots freeze to my crampons. especially when I get towards the chute. I was just wearing long underwear and a pair of all-weather pants, and with temperatures dropping into the single digits, high up on the chute and in the shade, that wasn't enough. I did enjoy the hike back, and made it off the Eberslocker ledges before it got completely dark, so my turnaround time was adequate. Made it back to town, had some pizza, journaled, and eventually fell asleep back in the Alabama hills. Very sore, and with a bit of a headache, but happy nonetheless for another wonderful hike up Mount Whitney. And of course, I'll be back again.